At least 14 people have been killed and dozens injured in clashes since Monday between police and Kurdish protesters. Thousands of Kurds marched to a border post between Turkey and Syria, demanding the government protect Syrian Kurds in the area. Turkish soldiers fired shots into the air to disperse the crowd when a few hundred of them smashed the border fences and crossed into Syria. Turkey's Kurdish community says the government is partly to blame for Islamic State gaining power, and they want leaders to do more to protect Kurds in Syria. For 3 weeks, the strategic Syrian town of Kobani has been under siege from Islamic State militants. Hundreds have been killed and tens of thousands fled as militants closed in on outgunned Kurdish defenders. Despite airstrikes launched by the U.S.-led coalition, the militants have dug in.
It's obviously horrific to watch what's going on the ground, but it's important for the United States, for us, to also step back and remember our strategic objectives as it relates to our efforts and our engagement in Syria.
The international community cannot sustain another city falling under ISIS. The world, all of us, will regret deeply if ISIS is able to take over a city which has defended itself with courage but is close to not be able to do so. We need to act now.
Turkey has taken in almost 200,000 refugees but continues to resist growing pressure to join the coalition against the Sunni militants, arguing the campaign should be broadened to target the removal of the Syrian government. U.S. officials are due to meet with Turkish government officials tomorrow to try to hammer out a possible military contribution from Turkey to fight Islamic State. James Aiken, TVB News.
Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott says his government will soon introduce a system to ban foreign hate preachers from entering the country. This follows his recent warning that the balance between freedom and security may have to shift to protect against radicalized Muslims seeking to carry out attacks. Abbott says hate preachers will now be red-carded during the visa process.
Over the years, there have been all sorts of people come into this country to cause trouble, to make a nuisance of themselves, to stir up Australian against Australian, and as far as I am concerned, this will stop. And I say to people who want to come to this country from overseas to peddle their extremist ideology, to divide Australian from Australian, to give implicit, if not explicit, support for terrorism, don't bother applying.
The World Health Organization is warning there will almost certainly be more cases of Ebola in Europe. This comes after a nurse in Spain became the first person known to have caught the virus outside Africa. Alan Buknia reports.
There is fear in the Madrid neighborhood where Teresa Romero, the nurse who caught the virus, is believed to live. This man is worried the situation will snowball. He said that if she had contact with, say, 40 people, then what if each of those people has contact with another 5? So far, 4 people who had contact with Romero are in hospital for observation. She was part of the team that treated 2 Spanish priests who contracted Ebola in Africa and died after being returned to Spain. The World Health Organization convened a consultation group of experts in Switzerland to discuss the outbreak. Professor Peter Piot co-discovered Ebola in 1976 in Zaire, then known as Congo. He said the risk is high for more people in Europe contracting the virus.
Particularly when you consider that dealing with patients with Ebola illness, who are sick, is a very risky business, and the slightest mistake can be fatal. We've seen it.
In the U.S., Thomas Eric Duncan, the man who contracted Ebola in Liberia before developing symptoms in Dallas, is now on a kidney dialysis machine as he continues to fight for his life. A spokesman for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said 10 people who had direct contact with Duncan and 38 with possible contact are being monitored. He also said there could be more Ebola cases in the U.S.
We recognize that whatever we do, until the disease is controlled in Africa, we can't get the risk to zero here.
In West Africa, the fight to control Ebola continues. On Tuesday, UNICEF delivered 70 tons of supplies to Guinea. The group says over the past 2 weeks it's delivered 200 tons of supplies, including protective equipment, basic drugs, nutrients and water to Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone, the 3 hardest hit countries. Alan Bookniat, TVB News.
All right, Chris, over to you for sports.
And a little baseball. The San Francisco Giants and the St. Louis Cardinals advanced to the National League Championship Series. In San Francisco, the Giants closed out the Washington Nationals in 4 games. Here's Jameson Wong.
Giants up 2-1 on the Nats, top 6, great play. Jason Worth with the drive to right field, and Hunter Pence with the snag up against the wall.
Player. What makes this so great is it's not your prototypical right field wall. You've got padding, you've got the tall wall, the splash.
Next inning, this one Pence couldn't get. Bryce Harper with the home run into McCovey Cove. The game tied at 2.
Corner, if it's fair, it's long gone. That one is fair, home run, and we are tied. And Bryce Harper's done it to Hunter Strickland.
The Giants responded in the bottom of the 7th. Joe Panik scored on Aaron Barrett's bases-loaded wild pitch. San Francisco takes the game 3-2 and wins the series in 4. The Giants back to the National League Championship Series and with a chance to claim their 3rd World Series title in 5 years.
We're gritty and grindy. You know, we come out and we're ready to fight every day. We're led by Hunter Pence, and his style of play definitely emulates our approach to this game. We come every day, you know, expecting to compete and expecting to be in every ball game with a chance to win every ball game.
Now the 0-1 to Matt Adams.
The Giants will take on the St. Louis Cardinals in a replay of the 2012 NLCS won by San Fran. The Cards finished off the Los Angeles Dodgers. They won Game 4, 3-2. Matt Adams with a 3-run blast in the 7th off SureBet Cy Young winner Clayton Kershaw. Jameson Wong, TVB News.
Andy Murray defeated Russian qualifier Teimuraz Gabashvili in early action at the Shanghai Masters. Murray took the opening set easily 6-1. But the 2-time Grand Slam champion was made to work in the second. The Scot had his serve broken twice before he recovered to close out the match 7-5. Murray also won his second-round match today against Jerzy Janowicz. Meantime, China's Wang Chuhan upset 15th seed Fabio Fognini of Italy in straight sets 7-6 and 6-4. 22-year-old Wang is ranked outside the top 500. This was his first match on the top-level ATP Tour. However, Wang lost his match today against Malek Yaziri of Tunisia, 6-love and 6-4. The NBA's preseason's in full swing. The Los Angeles Lakers got off to a winning start, beating the Denver Nuggets 98-95. New Laker Jeremy Lin was scoreless, but had 10 assists.
You know, turning defense into quick offense is definitely something I've always loved doing, and I can bring that here as well. And then I think there's going to be a lot of times when guys are keying in on Kobe or keying in on other guys, and so you know, that will give me a little bit more freedom and space to operate.
And finally tonight, a total eclipse of the moon is now underway. The Earth is now positioned between the sun and the moon, with the sun casting our planet's shadow onto the moon. The moon appears orange or red, the result of sunlight scattering off Earth's atmosphere. That's why it's called a blood moon. The astronomical phenomenon started at 6:25 this evening and will last about 3.5 hours. On a clear night, the eclipse is visible to the naked eye. The Space Museum is holding an observation activity at the Avenue of Stars in Simsatsui until 9:35 tonight. Or you could also look up the government's online live webcast to follow it. There will be 2 full lunar eclipses again next year. And that's the news for tonight. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Day by day, we strive to be healthy. But are we doing enough?
How much did you lose today, Panos?
£4.5.
How much?
Or even doing the right things?
It sounds inconsistent, maybe a bit surprising, but people can be what we call fit and fat if you do.
Well-being. Starting Monday night with Trust Me, I'm a Doctor at 9:30 on Pearl.
每粒紐崔萊多寶營養片都透過指紋圖譜技術淘汰篩選，確保植物營養素品質卓越。呢個就係營養豐富嘅紐崔萊多寶營養片。
Sun Life Financial presents the Weather Report is brought to you by Sun Life Financial.
Good evening. It was mainly fine and dry today. As tonight's situation chart shows, at 5 p.m., Super Typhoon Vongfong was centered about 940 kilometers south-southeast of Okinawa, and it is forecast to move west-northwest at about 12 kilometers per hour across the western North Pacific. Up until 5 p.m., today's temperatures ranged from 23.9 to 29.1 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 48 and 73%. The current temperature is 26 degrees Celsius. So, Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow? It will be mainly fine and dry tomorrow, and temperatures will range between 24 and 30 degrees. And it will get cloudier over the weekend. Tomorrow morning's air quality health index will range from moderate to high, and the maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 7. And now to the latest global weather update. Cloudy in Shanghai and Xiamen, showers in Taipei. Sunny in Guangzhou and Macau, cloudy in Chengdu. Bright in Beijing, sunny in Seoul, and cloudy in Tokyo. Thunderstorms in Bangkok and Manila, rain in Ho Chi Minh. Showers in Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, and Jakarta. Sunny in New Delhi and Karachi, thunderstorms in Mumbai. Showers in Cairo and Nairobi. Cloudy in Brisbane, bright in Sydney and Melbourne. Cloudy in Toronto and sunny in New York. Cloudy in Vancouver and sunny in Los Angeles. Showers in Paris, Amsterdam, and Frankfurt. And that's the weather. Have a lovely evening.
It was brought to you by Sun Life Financial. Life's brighter under the sun. The road trip experience that's perfect for family bonding. The ideal gear for sports photography. The latest fashion trends for this autumn and winter. Also, share Ian Ip's passion for the F&B industry. Thursday night, Dolce Vita at 10 on Pearl. Big or small, they come into our world every day.
They're so cute. Gosh, they're beautiful.
Blessed with the majestic power to conquer our hearts.
It's probably just what it's like for any parent watching their child take their first steps.
Friday, Nature's Newborns at 8 on Pearl. Babies are unpredictable.
Wait.
But their parents think they know them best.
Go!
But do they really?
Do she like pizza? She likes a patch on her eye.
Sunday, Bet on Your Baby, Season 2 at 8:35 on Pearl.